You want to know what's funny? It's, sometimes you just feel like you want to hear what other people are talking about. Just, just because why not? I'm curious about how other people's lives are like. It's not exactly in a way of like, my life is so boring that I need to like know what other people are doing. No, it's more of a, you know, how's everyone's life doing, And all the times wherever like try to like be like nosy and like snoop around like, okay, what are they talking about? It's like nothing interesting. I think there were two times where I was at a table. Wait, is this? Yeah, this will work. Because there was a time where I was out at a table and they probably said something interesting, but I kind of forgot it. Oh well. Maybe I'll remember it eventually, but that's not happening anytime soon. All right. But nonetheless, yeah, I should probably first explain what I'm doing here. I'm trying to light up Spawn, but make it seem seamless because all these torches. What actually, there is no torches. I mean, there are those ones to the roadway, but I need to make it more safe, you see, because it's gonna kill our mascot again. We don't want to have another incident. And it doesn't help the fact that, oh, yeah, sometimes mobs will spawn around, and so it's really risky going near our mascot. Okay, but I'll start with like quotes. It's not more or less quotes, but they're more like one-liners. Since these didn't happen when I was just at a table and I would be able to like, continuously listen to like, oh, what happened next? No, these were like ones where I'm just walking by doing my own thing, maybe like heading to class or just going to get some food, and then all and then I just hear one sentence. I'm like, what? Excuse me? Well, that's not what you read way. It's more of a bamboozled kind of way. All right. Now, okay, here should be good. Bro, doing something at the moment. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okie dokie. Bro. Okay. But I should get on to my first quote. I don't know why I keep on saying quote. They're more of one-liners per se, but whatever. Deal with it. Okay. The first one that I remember faintly, it was like, mm, it was a while ago, but I still remember it to this day, so that should say something. Okay, so here's how it is. I was walking by, happy to get some food after a class, and then and as I'm walking by, there's these table of like these two girls, all right? And this is the one sentence I hear. It's this. If I was Jesus, I would have, and and then that's all I heard. You know what? I didn't even get to finish, like, hear what the sentence ended off with, bro. That makes it even worse. Because at first, like, what? What do you mean? But it's not exactly as crazy as the next two, but this is more of a filler one. I'm sure I'll be able to find, or at least overhear, a lot more crazy stuff. Because, I mean, it can be sort of reasonable. Like, I guess if they're doing some kind of, whatchamacallit, internal critique, or maybe external critique, we don't mind. Nothing wrong with some critiques, right? But it sounds more, they were saying in a tone where it's like, it's more of, how would I word it? Actually, I'll leave those torches there. It's more of in a casual way. I don't know if they'll they'll be counting as internal critiques, but I'm getting too off topic. The next one was on the lines of, whatchamacallit? Okay, it's like this. It's, ooh, yeah, this one actually happened pretty recently. And I was going about walking, and there's these people outside, like a group of friends, all right? And what I hear from them, I think this guy was asking a question to his friend just out of curiosity or to break the ice, maybe not. And then he says something along like this. He says, if you could change one thing about the world, what would it be? And then he then proceeds to say, I would rid the world of judgment, so no one would be able to judge on what they do. And on paper, yeah, that sounds fine. That sounds fine, all right. But if you just think about it for a little more than a minute, you're gonna be thinking, no, yeah, that's not gonna end well whatsoever. Because you see, imagine this, all right. If, let's say, a robber comes on by, goes in to steal your whatever valuables, your computer for Minecraft, your PC, your taxes. Actually, that might be a good thing, but I digress. Then you're gonna be like, okay, I'm not gonna judge because judging is bad. But a lot of questions come out. Like I'm gonna be asking, like, what do you mean by judgment? Do you consider do you consider discernment judgment? Does judgment include condemning? Don't some things need to be condemned? Those are the big questions. Wouldn't that interfere with justice? I'm asking too many questions, all right. But I knew his intentions, all right. So I guess he gets a pass, but I would just suggest to be thinking about it a little more because like it'll be quite fun. Like imagine if people were granted one wish and that's what he did with it. Oh geez, we're all screwed if this guy actually made that wish. Jeez. All hell would break loose. Because like you couldn't be judged for crimes, you couldn't for like being tested for scientific to seeing if it's scientifically reliable. Wouldn't that count as doing judging? But uh, I guess that just relies on the presumption that all judgments are bad. But if you're like saying the person not to judge, that itself is a judgment, so it's kind of a contradiction. But I don't know why I'm still on this topic, but you get the idea, all right? You get it. I get it. That's the end story. Because when I heard that, I just, it wasn't that bad overreaction. I like pause for like 0.5 seconds and then I just go about my day like, bro, I don't get paid enough for this. But okay. But it's not as bad as this last one, alright? And I guarantee I'm gonna be able to I'll eventually hear more crazy wacky stuff. Or at least ones that I'll remember if it's worthy enough. Goes along like this. I'm hanging with my brother. And, oh, actually, I need to put moss here. Okay, that's fine. I need to look for light level 0. Okay, you should be fine. Okay, me and my brother were hanging out, alright. And we see. Oh, how should I word? Okay, there's just two girls behind us on the elevator. And we're just going down. And the thing I hear is, okay, they're just giggling. I don't really care. So I'm just going about excited to hang out with my brother from the same mother. Let me kill this zombie first. Okay. And I'm not really paying attention to what they say, but there is one thing that caught. They weren't talking about anything important. They were just giggling. And then what I hear is, it's a pretty interesting story, minus the fact he was stalking me. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? You don't just like in the middle of a conversation do that. Bro, what is this? Because and then I hear like faintly, so he was following me. And then bro, I don't know, maybe I'm too nosy for my own good. I'm just curious, all right? Because the thing is, I'm never gonna know what happened. What are the details? Spill the tea, man, please. Well, just turns out I'll never know the answer. This is like worse than a movie, like being left on a cliffhanger. Because oh, bro. Because the thing is, in movies, like in an episode, if you're left in a cliffhanger, at least then you can always say, oh, there's gonna be another episode. It's fine. But for this, I'm never gonna be able to know what happened next. Let me weave. Hit your shot, skeleton. Bedrock skeletons are better tenfold. Get out of here. Okay. What was I on about? Yeah. Because you see, it's at least I'll be able to know how it ends, but this I'm just left on a forever cliffhanger. This is like torture, you see. But yeah. I mean, these were nonetheless pretty interesting. It's funny, the only times that I'm actually trying to be nosy, I never hear anything interesting, but the only times when I'm just passing by or like I'm gonna be there for like very shortly, I hear something interesting. But yeah, that should be all. Yeah, I probably need to finish putting all this glowstone there. But it's gonna be a bit of hassle, but eventually I'll make it because we want this place to be new player friendly. You see, because over there, the spawn over there is pretty well protected, but not exactly this area. Oh yeah, and at least I have all these. I have a bunch of backs of these moss blocks thanks to Opal, so props to her. Saves me time from getting the moss myself when I was doing that last time. So yeah, anyways, that should be all. See ya.